Let's go, guys. Let's go. I got that dog in me. Let's dive in, baby. All right, guys, I just dropped a video on LMDX pre-market structure. Phenomenal play to go long on in the morning, right? The structure changed on that one. Let's deep dive into AKU, another phenomenal play, okay? I had some pre-existing, right, supply and demand zones. Ideally, these are all become supply, right? The structure on this one, to me, when you break it down right here, volume wise, and let me just see if I can zoom in there. There we go. Okay, structure wise, to me, right, on an average volume, right? Remember, I'm breaking down the volume, utilizing the book, and really paying attention to breakdowns. If there is not a proper breakdown, or an area where I see sellers really kind of step in and then create that zone, the one that needs to, like, hey, if this is going to break down, we pretty much want to draw this zone right here, right? And then this pretty much stays heavy all day, or could potentially be heavy, right? We never know until we kind of see how price action starts, right? Or if you got the book, okay? If you guys are using Bookmap, guys, you don't have to guess. You don't have to overthink it, right? You can see how liquidity is being used, and it's a phenomenal thing, right? All right, just marking this zone out real quick. Boom. Okay, guys, if this is going to be a proper breakdown, I want to see some increasing sell volume and retest with some fails. Let's dive into the book because it's really hard to explain things now by just looking at candles and yeah. Okay, guys, this is a beautiful sideways flag. Cool. More importantly, guys, once we started to break out and sustain over a pre-existing area of interest where they actually had offers on there, we are not breaking down or the tape is not staying heavy. Okay? If you see a lot of the other videos that I break down, once you see backside enter, the whole entire current order book shifts. The offers get heavier. They actually start pulling liquidity from the top. Down here, they don't do that, guys. Not only are we holding previous area of interest down here, okay, um, yeah, cool. I'm just moving things around. All right. Not only are we in previous areas of interest, they used a controlled walk down. This is a perfect example of a controlled walk down. Now, I don't use level 2 anymore. That's fine if you guys do, right? Trade off supply and demand. On the level 2, though, possibly you're going to see either a quad, right? Something that pops up, multiple different 3 or 4 exchanges, right? About the same size, 112s, 117s, or a single offer, right? Maybe this is a single controlled offer with 6K, 7K, one order, or 1200, whatever it is. If you're seeing how they're utilizing this, they're controlling price action, okay? Right? It's very important. This is when I took my position. I waited because I can see this. I don't want to play games inside these zones, right? And there are these areas. All right, then they threw this 31-cent bidder, and then they got strong. And now these spoofs or controlled walk downs are starting to shift, okay? And then we start to reclaim pre-existing offers that they had running out, okay? This thing starts to crank and take off. This was a beautiful play. Now, when you look left, this ideally this should be, a main target, okay? Not only does this thing break out through it, but then it pulls back, right? Pulls back to a previous area of consolidation and interest, all right? It does not break down. And I'm not seeing offers. I'm not seeing spoofs. I'm not seeing a controlled walk down anymore, okay? This thing starts to set up some higher lows again and retests bigger offers, all right? I did a video on volume dots, guys. I'll be doing a video on basically supply and demand soon. I'm gonna wait for a little bit on the book, right? But if you're seeing this, they crushed through this offer, and actually seeing, I did a video on volume dots too. Again, I actually utilized the different tool today on this one, and I wanted to see the total volume. You can switch it to total volume delta, which will give you buy minus sell. But I was able to utilize the different tool today or configuration on this, and it was phenomenal. All right, guys, this is where again it gets important to start spreading this apart and start to see how they're chewing through walls, how they're pulling back previous area of interest. They're not breaking down, they're not staying heavy. All right, maybe if this offer popped up right here in this controlled price action and maybe the best bid started to hit the 37 magnet, that's a different story. Okay, now this thing makes a new high attempt, and now I want you to see the whole difference. Okay, as this starts to break out, look at this book flip. 39 flips, okay, and then a bidder comes in right over here at 39.50. Right, this is another example of a book flip. The offer was heavy, they chewed through it, they pulled back to a previous area of interests, okay, and then they threw up a nice bidder, and this thing started to crank. What a trade. Okay, beautiful, right? Okay, backside, guys, backside. Look at the difference when backside starts to enter. The support starts to dry up, even if you want to zoom in, okay? All right, these offers are staying on here aggressively as things start to break down to previous areas of interest. Now the book is flipping again, and now there's putting up offers. This was phenomenal, okay? And you see this thing come all the way down again. Look, as they try to bounce, what was this area? Previous area of consolidation, previous area of interest, okay? This front runner stayed the whole time. They got tested, but when it bounced, they're running into offers that are going to control potentially price action, right? And now you see this big dump, and then they actually, let me see, pretty sure some of it got sold into, yeah. And they threw up a couple of their bidders right here, and then eventually they just pulled them, no support, and yeah, we are coming downtown. Great trade, guys. I can't tell you again. Pre-market prepping for these 4 a.m. Understanding price action, understanding how to utilize the book has been a game changer, right? Much love. Peace out, Mikey.